of course I'm going to grab this one. She rarely comes to visit me from Vancouver, but when she does, I'm so happy.
So good to be here.
So Susie Wall is in the house, and you know, I stalk your Instagram account. I know you've been doing amazing things with Nordstrom out west. There's going to be a huge opening. When is the actual opening? Because you are the brand ambassador, one of a few.
Some Vancouverites that are on the campaign. It's cool to see my face on the side of a building. You're like, I'm a proud mama.
I'm so proud of you. Your full-fledged, gorgeous photo shoot. Body and face on the side of a building.
Very fun.
It's just one of those very cool things. How often does that happen to a person?
It was a real career highlight for me. The doors open to Nordstrom Vancouver September 18th. The gala is the 16th, so I'll be leaving TIFF to get home for that.
Good.
And the campaign was shot a few months ago by Jake Rosenberg from the Coveteur, which I must say was a real thrill. Because you and I often talk about this moment between switching between video and stills, and does it work? Does it roll? How do you do it? What do you do? We're not models, but we're often called to be so, right?
Absolutely. I've done runway walks. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm at a photo shoot. I'm like, where do I put my hands? But the thing about you, and I noticed this in your photos, is you exude this confidence. And so you've told me before that you've sort of figured out your angles, and you kind of, you're in an okay position when you get in front of a still camera. Because you know what to do.
I find that I'm comfortable with it. I like it. I enjoy it. The relationship with the photographer obviously is very important.
Huge.
But the really cool thing that Nordstrom chose to do, and it was very important to them for this campaign, was that they shoot me in my own space, in my own clothes. So they said, rock something that you would wear on a normal work day, and we want to shoot you in your workspace. So they came down to my office, which is kind of an industrial warehouse type of a vibe, white brick, high ceilings.
Nice.
And so I was instantly at ease. And I wore this wicked Smythe pantsuit with the white racing stripe down the side. And then they added some Nordstrom accessories to my look. They were like, we want you to be authentically Susie Wall, and then we're going to add a little icing to your whole cake.
Amazing.
And I said, fantastic. I worked with a stylist named Louisa Reno, who's a longtime friend, also helping with the comfort factor.
Yes.
Had my own glam squad, which you can well appreciate.
I'm so crucial.
And Jake was so cool. And, you know, you and I interact with a lot of movie stars and a lot of fabulous, famous people. And I was a fan. You know, I had a fangirl moment.
So didn't you have, like, the nervous heart aflutter? Like, what if I do something wrong? This guy's been shooting Coco Rocha, and now he's here shooting me. Like, was there anything of... Did you have any self-consciousness? Like, did you feel like,
It was a funny thing that you should say that, because he came straight from Coco, shooting Coco downtown in English Bay to me. I'm like, surprise, you got me! Let's do this. They roll up in like this huge kind of RV. No entourage, just a cool cat in a pair of khakis and a white t-shirt. He's
I
like,
love
what's
that.
up? I'm Jake. I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan of Vancouver. I'm like, well, right back at you.
Love it.
So it was a real thrill for the city to have him too, and I loved how he was Instagramming from around town and just giving love to Van, because he's all over the world, right?
He's worldwide,
yeah,
global,
it's always
man.
the Canadian passport thing with him on the road. You know, all his shots. They're so cool. He's a cool cat.
He's a cool cat. You're a cool chick. And I want to know if you've got 3 tips for us that I can take with me when the next time I've got a photo shoot. There's one thing that I notice you do, and it's leaning in.
I always lean in. I look away, and then I go boom. So he gives me a few seconds. The shooter will say, okay, look at it, totally relax your face, and then come back to me. And it's usually that first shot back.
Yes.
Also, have friends there in your eye line you're comfortable with. So on that shoot, I actually had my 6-year-old. And she was, and she doesn't usually come to work with me.
That's
but that day we had some
awesome.
childcare issues. So
You're coming to work with Mama.
Right? So she was about 20 feet away, and she's dancing around and, you know, licking her lollipop. And I had her right in my eye line, and that was a really cool thing.
Instant comfort, I find, having the kids, because it takes you back to a place where you can't act.
Yeah.
You're a mom, like instant comfort, and it's like they bring you joy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the friend. If you don't have the kid, you have the friend. And basically, if I was the friend, I'd be over here like this. And then you'd be able to do your, look natural.
But that's where it is. And just movement, right? You know what I always say if a friend is shooting me to post on Instagram, I'm like, get that camera out and go bing, 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 bing. And I'm moving, and I'm talking, and I just roll with it. And you may look a little silly. There was a girl in the green room this morning doing a bunch of selfies, and she's like, sorry. I'm like, don't you apologize.
No, we understand.
That is the world in which we live. You go for it. And if you want me to take over the camera, I'll do it for you.
I love it. Keep it moving. So The turn back.
The turn back.
The comfort zone.
Right?
So it's natural.
Yep.
And then what was the third tip?
As many photos as humanly possible.
Movement.
If you're doing it yourself, tons of shots, like 40.
Not like
and you know
this.
the straw with the smoothie, right? Of course. Always have a straw on set.
Always have a straw on
Always have a
set.
straw,
It's
my
very
goodness.
important. Words of wisdom, man. Thanks. Come back often. I want to be a pro like you.